Hello, hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do it yourself or divine in the flesh. Now with replays on IGTV at dakini.kiss, where together we learn how to surf and navigate the ups and downs of the totality of human experience, composing a new earth beyond the limitations of this perception-managed reality matrix of 5 senses, having discovered our true divine creative natures in our true sensual sensorial world of 7 senses, creating formless into form. Before we get started, please do give this video a thumbs up. Please also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, selecting the all settings so that when I upload new videos, the YouTube will let you know. I generally upload Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern. My name is Mario West, and I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, and inspire and usher you into your bestest and brightest selves, your bestest and brightest light, and inviting you all to open your hearts wider and wider, and wider still. Hello, my darlings. How are you all doing? Welcome to episode 81, my loves. Thank you all who've inputted your 2 cents. Inputted. Shit, I don't know how to say that. It's inputted, right? Yeah, inputted. Your 2 cents as to what topics you're all hot for. We're on a brand new video series, my love bugs, regarding the unpacking a la Mario West style, the unraveling of conscious sexuality. That is, conscious sexuality outside of the effing matrix. You did not see that coming, did you? Or maybe you did, because I've spent the last, 4 months or so going on and on and on and on and on about exiting the matrix and creating your own reality regarding everything that triggers you and tries to F your shit up, right? So in preparation to receiving this particular download and transmission, let's all wake up, see ourselves, see reality, exit the matrix, enter and waltz into our respective center screens, owning our awareness and attention centers, activating our power cords, our plates, braids, plots, plugging into our respective creation fields, uploading our individual and collective intentions to release any and all of our remaining adherence to any and all mind control of our respective individual and collective sexual enslavement as promulgated by the matrix and the programs of the powers that wanna be. Alrighty then, so in today's video, I am specifically addressing the declaration, we are all programmed to be sex slaves. Yes, my loves, you heard that right, in plain English. And you are free to be as offended by that as you wish, but know and feel in yourselves, specifically outside of the matrix, that you know what I'm telling you is the undeniable truth, okay? What else could be a better topic other than sex that is vaster and total in its scope, in keeping us enslaved within the matrix, where the powers that want to be just simply have to apply their evil divide and conquer agendas for maximum exploitation, where they can utilize their tools of political correctness and the mind control tactics of the guerrilla style, emotional triggering combat of weaponized woundology, and then merely sit back and watch the utter chaos, blood and gore, and compelled outrage of the victimized masses turning on one another and calling each other. Perfect, right? Sex is the lowest common denominator, where gender and religion and race and class and skin color and education and free speech and freedom of the press and politics and our military prowess or lack thereof and our unalienable rights can be twisted into one sweeping topic that encompasses every fucked up notion and more as it relates to our programmable human nature. In the perception managed reality, in the matrix, human nature, in my opinion, is neither good nor bad. It is programmable. So I'd say that the topic of sex lends itself to fuck us over in every which way. It is the basest of the basis in common denominators, even baser than money and power, because sex is multifaceted and fuels money and power and stands on its own. Every one of us is programmed from the moment we are conceived to be sex slaves through our tribal lineages, including DNA hand-me-downs from our mothers and fathers. Our mothers and fathers, regardless of whether or not they raised us, are our first interfaces with the actual physical expressions of the divine feminine and divine masculine essences of female and male. We inherit all the collective attitudes and beliefs from our mothers and fathers and their ancestors regarding what it is to be a man or woman. And so our sex enslavement begins ever so subtly. Most of us would rather not relate to being actual sex slaves because we're not in the throes of being trafficked, satanically ritualized and abused, drugged, handcuffed, and shackled to a soiled bed or tied to a tree or dolled up to attend some sex party only to, under pain of torture or death, sexually service one fucking predator after another, until the next and the next and the next and the next, where hours turn into days, then turn into weeks, then months, then years, into generations. Do ponder about this typical innocent and seemingly innocuous westernized cultural mind control program that already sets up the gender divide. Blue booties, pink booties, rainbow booties, and now transgender booties. And a baby's birth hasn't even occurred, and apparently a baby's right to being birthed is currently in serious danger if that baby even gets that far. So in truth, unless we are lucky enough to be blessed with parents who are awake and have thoroughly and consciously exited the matrix and have excavated and dissolved their own mind-controlled tribal programs regarding sexuality and what defines the feminine and masculine, man and woman, male and female, doing and being, suffering and enjoying. We are all born into programmed mind control and social engineering that is not only confusing and insidious, but is mostly automatically and collectively limiting and running most humans and their sexuality unchecked, unchallenged, and unquestioned. And then we pass that shit on to all our children generations forward. In order to fully wake up to the truth of who we are as infinite loving awareness and consciousness having a human experience, we are required to evolve from victim to victorious, exiting the matrix. Okay? It is up to each and every one of us to unravel the distorted views and beliefs regarding men and women and sexuality by doing the great inner work. But most folks will never do this and default to automated unconsciousness around all aspects of living and loving. As a result of this default, sexuality is distorted and twisted around such that we try to control it or avoid it, repress it, suppress it, profit by it, only to end up being addicted to it, afraid of it, ruled by it, made ill by it, killed for it, defined by it, brutalized by it, deprived of it, used by it, enslaved by it, etc. Sexuality seems to trigger all sorts of emotions and thoughts, some erotic and friendly, and then there are those really dark and distorted and intensely fucked up emotions and thoughts. So many of us become obsessed with chasing the next orgasm and the people we fuck or the many ways we fuck and get off in secret. Some of us avoid sex altogether for various and sundry reasons, too complicated, too painful, too risky, too scary, too dirty, too fucking messy, too awful, too much, too unfulfilling, too predictable, too boring, too costly. Then we judge and criticize others who love it, crave it, or don't want it, or can't get enough of it, or whatever. We obsess about size. The size of our boobs, the size of our butts, the size of our cocks. Always asking, does size really matter? Is bigger really better? Sexier? Am I enough? Oi, what the actual fuck, people? Okay, it is no wonder our deepest, darkest wounding and our greatest medicine is embedded in our sexuality, which is akin to our cosmic creative energies, the second chakra, that unify the divine masculine and divine feminine principles within both man and woman. And this is our seventh sense of gifting, giving, and receiving. Sexuality has been overlaid with the domination of darkness, distortion, disinformation, guilt, negativity, repression, and the shame by the powers that want to be, with the assistance of the twists and turns of religion and holy wars and its many types of jihad, inquisitions, and sacred texts of old and new gender modifications, psychological controls, and science and medical technology. Presently, throughout our collective history, the reality and horror of blood ritual sacrifice, rape, torture, mutilation, murder, genocide, pedophilia have all been largely sanitized and played down by conspiracy theory fake news. These are not theories and conspiracies. They are facts through the millennia. Yet the tremendous fear and terror energetically generated throughout history from these egregious acts still continues to reverberate today. This collective and individualized trauma-based mind control programming and wounding violates and separates us into two polarized psyops roles that require slave, victim, and master perpetrator roles. Never mind the third party of the empathic witness who has undergone the great inner work and has completed the heroes and the heroines' journey into the underworld and has emerged polarities integrated and building a heart-based new humanity in this overworld outside the matrix, with the understanding that the world, the matrix, is not the planet. Currently, many of us are trapped in endless cycles of sexual abuse in these opposites, while some of us, depending on circumstance, play both sides. The ongoing evil, brutality, and violence in sexuality and in our abusive yet normalized, codependent, dysfunctional, fucked up relationships shatters our innocence and purity, degrades us, man, woman, and child, regardless of gender identification, into something less than human, let alone divine. The parasitic powers that want to be, also known as the archons or Nephilim, check out Genesis in the Old Testament. The Anunnaki, the global elite, or the god-goddess eaters, as I playfully have nicknamed them, practice psychic vampirism by harvesting and feeding off these incredibly powerful creative sexual energies purposefully and systematically generated through their inducing terror, fear, pain, lust through all forms of pornography, sex clubs, rape, sex camps, pedophilia, now being the latest what the fuck moment for me for those appalled by the blatant pop culture vanilla hip sexual preference that is now being claimed as a marginalized and victimized, discriminated against group, touting slogans like pedos are people too. I mean, really, you guys? In addition to the much rewarded divisiveness and hatred of other, which fuels and supports their agendas of global control of humanity's creativity and the planet's resources. Yet, sexuality in its highest and purest expression of conscious lovemaking within the creation field outside the matrix is the vehicle through which we are ushered to the brink of egoic annihilation into divine union and bliss on earth. Healing our sexuality and restoring it to its original divine realm is vital to the healing that is required of each of us to fully awaken spiritually and take back our creativity, our energy, our sovereignty, thus cutting off the feeding frenzy and usurping of our divine creative natures and energies by these otherworldly controllers. We are remembering and reclaiming unity consciousness, which is the alignment and coordination of heart, mind, body with our true divine natures, our souls. Thankfully, each and every day, more and more of us are waking up and taking the courageous plunge into the murky abyss of our automated human conditioning and enslavement, exiting the matrix, risking everything we've ever known to remember and reclaim the depths of our divine nature as creators of reality. We allow enlightenment to illuminate our path of evolutionary growth, change, and expansion, inviting the divine to live us. We are, my loves, remembering who and what we are. We are grand creators. We are the free energy source of the universe. And the powers that want to be and the matrix, they do not want us to remember these facts. Okay, my loves, that is my speech. This is our start. I'm going to bring our time together to a close. Bear in mind that next time, I'm going to share some things that we can all do to process and forgive and free ourselves of the emotional, energetic, morphogenic field, traumatic influences of ex-lovers, perpetrators, the good, the bad, and the ugly. At the end of this video, you can click to that corner of the screen for my healing ritual video regarding the collective healing pain body of the feminine and masculine throughout history. And the bottom left and right of the screens are my videos regarding mommy and daddy issues, respectively, so check those out. Do give this video a thumbs up, comment about your experiences in the comments box below, and let me know how it's going. Please share this video with your communities, friends, family members, and social media platforms, and with folks with whom you feel would benefit from my content. Please hit the subscribe button, notification bell, selecting the all setting so the YouTube will let you know. Please help me grow this channel, my loves. And if you find value, enjoy, or benefit from my videos and content, won't you please consider supporting my work through a donation? My PayPal link is down below, as is my link tree that connects you with all my stuff and the many ways to connect and work with me. I thank you all so much for your focused attention and participation. I really do appreciate it. So until next time, you be the divine lover and the beloved that you are. Share your love. Always act from love, from your center screen. Having exited the matrix, be kind, be creative, be helpful, be generous, and give, give, give. Here's to love, truth, and beauty, my beloveds. Mwah!